On today's podcast, we'll be covering making sure you're being safe while operating forklifts, so stay tuned.
Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast.
You'll notice the title of our podcast today is Eyes Up, Forks Down. Now, if you don't know what we mean by forks, we're referring to the forks on a forklift. Forklifts, also referred to as tow motors or lift trucks, almost always require some sort of training and certification before operating, or they should. Regardless, here are a few tips that will greatly increase your chances of keeping yourself, staff, and the equipment you're operating as safe as possible. Before even getting on a forklift for the first time within a shift, do a safety check of the vehicle to make sure that the wheels are in good condition and free of debris, that there aren't any leaks, that fuel and battery power are good, and that everything appears to be in good working order. If something is out of place beyond the battery or the fuel, be sure to alert management. The next two things are the title of this podcast. When we say keep your eyes up, we mean pay close attention to your surroundings, especially blind spots. Forks down should be interpreted just as it sounds. Unlike operating other machinery, with a forklift, you literally have forks in front of you. Whenever you're not unloading and or lifting a load, make sure that you have your forks as low to the ground as possible to avoid hitting someone or something. In addition to the forks, most of the time you'll have items on them. Make sure that you're always able to see around the load you're carrying and have it as secure as possible. You should always be mindful of your speed when operating any vehicle, but when you have a load, it's especially important to maintain a safe speed. You never want to do a hard brake when carrying a load, as it could fly off of your forks and or shift forward, causing damage and or injury. Sound your horn to let everyone know you're coming, and remember to give people on foot the right of way. We mentioned checking your wheels to assure that they're in good condition and free of debris. Well, you'll need to do the same thing for the areas you're driving on. Be sure to watch for wet, slick, and or debris covered areas. If the vehicle you're on has seat belts and or harnesses, be sure to wear them. Many injuries sustained by lift truck operators are from being thrown off of or crushed by the vehicle they're operating. And don't travel in areas you're not supposed to be in. Now, there are probably many other rules that you could follow, but these are going to help you on your way to safely operating forklifts at your facility.
Before moving on, here's a word from one of our sponsors. If you've ever been to or worked in a warehouse, you know just how important safety is to both management and staff. It's almost impossible to go 10 steps without seeing safety tape, angles, signs, and or safety products. It's these items that show us how to be safe and avoid danger in the workplace. And if you're looking for the best products to make this happen, look no further than Mighty Line. Mighty Line floor signs and floor markings offer the best industrial products out there. We're proud to have Mighty Line as the official floor sign and floor marking company for the Warehouse Safety Tips podcast and site. Go to mightylinetape.com/safety tips to request a sample pack of their incredible safety signs and floor markings. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. If you visit warehousesafetytips.com, you'll find the show notes for this episode and access to all of our blog posts, previous podcasts, advertiser information, and much more. Thank you for listening to Warehouse Safety Tips, and have a safe day.